Alright, hello once again, and this is my review of the Leo2AV. The Leo2AV comes in two versions. You get the premium ice version, which was available in December, I think? Last December, and it has been available in several promotional packages. It may return in the future. So you get that premium version, and you also get the Tier 6 version in game. Both of the vehicles are functionally identical, except the premium version comes with an already level 5 crew. So, it was, I believe, after the MBT-70 was cancelled, the Germans and Americans went their separate ways. The Americans developing their new main battle tanks, or prototypes, into the XM1, which we have in game, and the Germans going for the Leo2AV. Eventually it settled with 120mm, but as you see in game, the Leo2AV comes with a 105mm. It has been described as the most flexible, or the strongest, or perhaps the best Tier 6 MBT in the game. Of course, it's up to your opinion. In my opinion, it's very good. It doesn't have any real weaknesses, so maybe that's why people call it that. Straight off the bat, engine power, 6.7 seconds, 0 to 32 kilometers an hour. It's very mobile and it will definitely shift. Fire control system reduces aim time by 20%. With the gunner skill, that means you will get an aim time of 30% reduction, which is quite good. So with all the skills on, I've only got an aim time of 2.09 seconds. It's basically nothing. You will be able to aim and you'll be able to fire as fast as you can. The AP rounds come with 391 damage. Not exactly the power of the MBT-70, but looking at the Stingray, it has a little more damage than the Stingray. Pales in comparison to the MBT-70. More than the VFM Mark V, and I believe it's somewhat the same as the XO1. A 334mm penetration means you'll be able to penetrate all the Tier 6 vehicles you come up to. Obviously you won't be able to penetrate all the weak spots dead on, but for the most part you'll be able to adequately deal with any Tier 6 vehicles. Most of the Tier 7 vehicles, Challenger ones, can give you trouble, and Tier 8 vehicles, well, obviously you're bottom tier in that one. The heat rounds, 489 damage, doing almost 100 more millimeters of damage, and of course it comes with high explosive penetrating rounds. The vehicle, oh, I don't want to do that one. Retrofit slots, you get you get universal, an armor, a firepower, and a mobility. As I said before, since you get a full crew, I always go for the stacking. So intercom systems are 7.5%. Energy drink. Enhanced drivetrain, I've never bothered with mobility retrofits that much, but you know, max speed and torque first, you can't go wrong with that one. Hull reinforcement to give my vehicle 2,000, well, pretty much 2,000 hit points, very meaty, as well as an augmented breech lock to put down that accuracy a bit. Consumables, I don't bother with fires, with fire repair kits, but if you need to, take it. In my current configuration with my Leo2AV Ice, I have a DPM of 3,869, much better than the MBT-70. Of course, hit points of 2,085. Aim point of 2.09 and a camouflage rating of 0.08. It's not very stealthy, but its top speed is 71.22 kilometers an hour, provided with its engine power means this thing can shift very, very, very rapidly. Right, with all that done, let's have a look at the armor. So, the vehicle has 510mm of armor on the turret versus AP rounds, but only 360 versus shaped charges. So this thing's turret is very, very, very weak versus anti-tank missiles. When you get a anti-tank missile warning, they're probably not even going for your lower plate, the enemy strength for that turret. So back down and use that vehicle's incredible mobility to shift. The hull is 280mm thick, but remember all of that is sloped. This bit, however, high penetration vehicles in tier 6 like the T-72A and MBT-70 can go through that lower plate like butter, so it's always a good idea to hold down. And then obviously if they want to go for that turret, they have to load a missile, and since they're loading for 10-15 seconds, you can reliably put 2 shots into them. That's one thing I forgot to mention. This thing has an incredible reload time at 6.06 seconds. That's almost as fast as a Stingray. Definitely faster than the MBT-70. So almost for every shot another vehicle puts into you, especially MBT-70, you can give 2 shots out of him. The side armour, if the side and rear armour of course is complete butter, but the turret is quite well angled, quite well armoured actually. Although of course that shape charges thing, not exactly very good versus it. So, the areas you want to aim for with shape charges, I wouldn't say heat, because heat is really unreliable to be honest, but anti-tank missiles, those cheeks there, although to be honest always try and aim for that turret, not the cupolas but the turret. Lower glacis as well. For normal guns, the lower glacis obviously. I don't know about that driver's hatch though, those driver's ports, or the turret ring. I'm not sure about that, don't quote me on that one. In comparison, like I said, this is probably the fastest MBT and probably the most flexible at the same time. Let's have a look at those reviews then. There we go. The start, this wasn't the greatest game in the world for me. I didn't have that good start in the game, but we'll see how it gets on. This ended up being quite a reasonable game for me. I do try and hold myself to quite high standards. You know, the usual good luck and have fun with me. The reason why I hold myself up to high standards is because not because I'm a moderator or anything, but because I do try to better myself a lot. Alright, so skip that bit. VFM5 from the OM clan, and who later comes up with his MBT-70, they're going to try and hold the line against us. At this point, I always go up here. I'm always terrified of crossfire or enemy units on the 6 and 5 line opposite the encounter bit. They can put shots into you and they will do it, but this thing does have quite a chunky bit of health, so it can take some shots. Like I was saying, that MBT-70 Merc comes up, and I think he has dabbled too much in that spot for long. So bang, 422 damage, and he bounces straight on that lower glacis. These things are, oh no, he bounced on the upper glacis. This thing's armour, this thing's upper glacis is proof versus every tier 6 vehicle. Tier 7 and 8, however, that's a different story, but there's none here, we're top tier. Realising that this flank is going to get done anyway, I figured, hey, might as well just jump in myself for the 3 kills, right? I take an autocannon hit. That fox, I'm not bothered about it, someone else can kill it. This VFM, however, OM clan is quite dangerous. I was like, yeah, I gotta get it. Put another shot into him. The thing about smoke grenades is that 50 meters proximity, most of the time they can't even spot you, and he thought he was going to run away. I put a shot straight into him. That MBT-70 comes up, bang, right in the side armour. Of course that MBT-70 is like, I bounce on the upper glacis or the side armour, I'm not sure, but thanks to this thing's rate of fire, got him straight away. So, and then the T-72 Euro, which is the tier 5 Shishkin line Russian MBT, comes up. And I figured I'm not going to win in a long range fight with him. Well, I might, but it'll take too much of my HP off, too much time. So I decided to go up and get some either spotting damage or just to be able to distract him. Unfortunately, I didn't. Maybe I could have put a shot in that T-72, but I wasn't feeling like it. That Terminator comes up, put a strut into him, but I donk it, so it goes wherever. Now this Type 80 here, driven by quite a good player. In the end, I just didn't bother with him. I actually see people often try and, I'm guilty of it too. You know, even if it's a player who's absolutely wrecking you, you know, just try and fight with them. To be honest, my advice would be versus those kind of players, either players that better you, they have an advantage, is just to retreat and go away somewhere else. You can often hold yourself up to so much better things. So this type 80, I must say type 69 coming up. I believe that's a tier 4 MBT, isn't it? Yeah, it is, I think. Don't quote me on that one. But anyway, I'm trying to look around for that Terminator because I'm not sure where he's going, but in the end I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to rush him. The difference between 5 minutes glaciers, you can see right here the penetration difference between the ice and the MBT-70. I bounce, he goes straight through. I put another shot into him. I think that was either on the lower glaciers or the upper hole. He shoots the shide, but won't really do anything. And then I'm straight into him. It's like, I'm going to kill you, and oh crap, there's like a T-72A coming up. So he, well, someone puts the 304 damage shot onto him. I think that's probably the RDF. I'm like, crap, I've got to kill him now. I've completely overcommitted myself here. 376 health points left, but I can definitely clean the clock on this Type 82. 53 hit points left. I'm going to die here, but I was like, you know what, screw it. So I do something I never did before. I rushed the T-72A. And you know what, that might actually be the correct thing to do versus the ice, because he has to load the shaped charge to go through my turrets. That means either loading the heat round, which might not go through, or using an anti-tank missile. And since I'm rushing him, I'm moving all the time, he can't aim properly at me, but I can just shoot down straight into his engine deck, so I'll get him right there. BMD-2 comes up, and I don't know where he hit. He either hit me or the MBT-70, but whatever. I kill him as well. RDF comes up. Screw you, RDF. It's not my time to die, so I get the RDF. Hit on the XM1. The XM1 does have quite the weak lower glacis. At this moment, neither me or the MBT-70 can actually take a hit. I put the shot in the XM1, and this is where I screw it up. I should have gone for that XM1. I have a much faster reload for him, but I donkey around so much. He bounces on me. Unfortunately, that ERC comes up, and you can probably tell what happens. Bang, straight in there. Nothing, and I bounce on the XM1. In this game, I actually did 5,000 damage. While I didn't really showcase the armor there, the tank's reload time, accuracy, aim time and mobility allowed me to get straight into that position, and while it might have been a bad spot at the start, being able to go straight into that T-72, whip around into him, go straight into his engine deck with my gun, really did the game there. I would definitely recommend buying the Leo2AV or the Leo2AV Ice, probably the Ice, because it comes like level 5 crew and it has quite a good camera scheme on it. But as always, it's up to you, and it's up to you to form your opinion about the tank. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time. Good luck.